come up with final proposals, which will be memorialized in this final report that we will turn over to the state legislature.
Okay. And what should our reparations look like to you?
I personally have the belief, and again, nothing is set in stone with the task force, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the task force with this question, but
yes,
I personally believe, and especially as an international reparations scholar, that reparations should come in all 5 forms of reparations under international law. So again, just to be brief, under international law, there are 5 areas or forms of reparations. Usually when Americans think about reparations, they think about compensation, which is very important. And that is definitely one aspect of reparations under international law. There's also restitution that accounts for stolen land, stolen labor, stolen property. There's rehabilitation that could account for free, education from cradle to grave, free, rehabilitative services, trauma services, mental health services, things like that. Satisfaction, so that gets into more symbolic forms of reparations, like a formal apology. I argue that technically we do already see some aspects of reparations in the form of satisfaction with, for instance, in Virginia, I think they took down a monument, Confederate monument of, what is his name? One of the Confederate, famous Confederate, mine is yes, Robert E. Lee. And then, and instead, they constructed a statue of Henrietta Lacks, right? Who we know is an African-American woman whose stem cells were stolen. And so, and then lastly, there's guarantees of non-repetition, which get at more structural and institutional policy change. And when we talk about, for instance, police brutality, a lot of people don't know, or just the criminalization of Black Americans. A lot of people don't know, when there was the Freedmen's Bureau, there were actually freedmen's courts. So if someone committed a crime against a freedman or a Black American, or if a Black American committed a crime against someone else, they were actually tried in specialized freedmen courts. So they were not a part of the, for a very short period of time, we were not a part of this judicial system. And people always say this criminal legal system is corrupt. Hey, at a point in time, we had our own systems, but similar to the Native Americans, but that's another story. So there's 5 forms of reparations under international law. And my personal belief is that reparations is not reparations unless it includes all 5 of those forms.
My God, I could not agree with you more. Absolutely. All 5 of them, family. Count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them. Sister Kamilah Moore said, if it ain't 5, all 5, it ain't reparations. Somebody give you crumbs and they tell you it's a cake. That's not a cake. That's crumbs. We got to know what it is. Oh, I love it, sister. Absolutely.
So when we see these people putting up statues of George Floyd and all these other people, that's not enough.
That's not reparations.
And we feel that. We always say that. That's not it. We need all 5. We need more.
Juneteenth, another holiday. We was already celebrating Juneteenth.
We were celebrating that already.
Come on. Okay, let me stay professional before I get off track here. All right. It says, how important